Glass balls?
Oh, the one that you hit with your thumb. Yeah, knickers.
Knickers?
Yes, knickers.
You know, that's the most sensible Dutch word I've ever heard. That describes marbles perfectly.
Knicker?
Because they knick when they connect.
K-N-I-K-K-E-R.
Like when I hear the word knicker, I think marble.
And you know what kicker means?
Ball?
No.
Shoe?
Frog.
Frog?
Yeah. Now that escalated really quickly.
I watched a really funny video of a frog eating a poisonous newt the other day that I saw on Reddit. Frog like ate the newt. Like the title was Frog versus Newt, and like frog ate the newt, and I was like, well, that was one-sided. And then a few minutes later, the frog died, and the newt just crawled out of his mouth.
Really?
Yeah.
Ew. It's kind of gross.
And the newt was like, "Sup, frog?"
And frog did not say anything
No,
back?
he didn't. He was like, bleh.
All right, guys. Slayers Ryung is our red Korean Terran spawning on the right bottom side of Ohana. Gosu's Hwangsin is our blue Proto spawning on the left top side. We had a long day so far already. Normally, Ben, we don't even touch on 4 best of 3s. This is already our 4th, and after this, we still got MC versus
Chef.
That's correct. And last but not least, we're going to have Teja versus Vibe. Certainly the last best of 3 of today, Ben. I'm very excited about, but it's always fun to watch MC as well. And I'm still super curious to see who's going to take it home between these guys. Is Ryung going to make a remarkable comeback in this season of the NASL, starting off 0-3 and coming back to 3-3? Or is it going to be Gosu's Hwangsin all the way? Man, how bad would it look if we go 0-6 in predictions today?
It would be a very depressing thing.
Do you think?
An excruciatingly... I can't believe I didn't pick Bishu. I always pick Bishu, man. And I was so sad because the last time that I would have casted Bishu, I was at that League of Legends thing, so I didn't get to pick him because I would have picked him over Targa. And I know you would have picked Targa.
I picked Targa.
And I would have won that point.
Well, congratulations, Ben. You would have had a point.
I would have.
I hope that would have made your life a lot more sensible.
It would have made my life a lot more happy.
Hwangsin is going to try to get a good scout up, but once more, the walls are up, Ben. No trespassing. That always reminds me of Scary Movie 1. Have you seen Scary Movie 1? It's probably still my favorite movie of all time. Is it bad if I say that?
No, I mean,
I think it was like so funny.
It's kind of funny.
It had so many funny little scenes. I know the entire dialogue of that movie out of my head.
Lauren Leese also likes the Scary Movie series a lot.
Okay.
Maybe you guys could get together, like, recite lines.
Sidelines?
Recite?
What does it mean?
Like, say them back and forth.
Oh, yeah, I can do it. One of my favorite parts is with this guy. I forgot his name, but I think it's they're talking about Bobby, and this girl's talking to Bobby's friend. And it's like, if you see Bobby, tell him I love him. And then this guy who's like, has some homosexual feelings, he's like, alright, if I see Bobby, I tell him I love him. And then she's like, okay, huh, what? There's like so many funny scenes like that. Oh man, I love Scary Movie 1. If you guys have never seen Scary Movie 1, you are missing out big time. My favorite part of the scene is when this one guy is standing on top of the school building and he's like, I'm gonna jump! And then the other girl's freaking out about this murder and she's like, what are you waiting for? And this guy thinks that he's talking to her. He's like, what am I waiting for? What am I waiting for? And then he jumps off the building. So funny, man. Good old times, man. I think it's gonna be Cloak Banshees this time right off the bat, so no Hellion drop into Cloak Banshee, but it's gonna be Cloak Banshee all the way. Second assimilator is being warped in right now for Hwangsin, but no Robotics Bay yet on the way. He's gonna have to warp in that real quick. I hope he's gonna get the Robo Bay before the 2 additional gates, man. Otherwise, it's gonna get dicey. I think it's gonna get dicey.
There goes those gates, so it might just get dicey, man. I need Hwangsin to pick it up, son. I can't have another loss today.
Well, the good thing is that we're losing together, Ben, as a team. It's kind of like when we play poker. We go to the casino together with good spirit, and we end up both losing.
Man, that reminds me of when I played basketball in high school. I played basketball my freshman year of high school, and I was terrible. And it was so bad because one of the things was win as a team, lose as a team, right? And so at the end of every practice, we'd have to shoot free throws. And everyone would have to make a free throw or else the whole team would run. And so the whole team makes the free throw, and then it's like, all I got to do is make my free throw. And they always made me go last because I was the worst player on the team. And I would inevitably miss, and the coach was like, okay, line up. And we would all have to run. And it made me feel so bad. And like,
oh, that's actually really mean.
It was so mean. And like the guys on it, like, I hated that coach so much.
Wow, this is quite deep. I could just hear that in your voice. Man, the robotics facility is on the way, but the first Banshee is crossing the map right now for Ryung. I'm a little bit worried, man. If Ryung is not going to be, well, actually, Observer is in production, so it's not too bad. He's going to lose a few probes. If he's going to fly to the main immediately, he has free reign for, well, I would have said 5 to 10 seconds, but Chrono Boost is being used right now. So this is not going to be good at all. This is actually perfect for Hwangsin, man.
Yeah, timings just happened to line up here. Ryung might try to kill a Banshee or something, but it's not going to happen. Or a Sentry, I should say.
You missed the move yesterday between Naniwa and Torsen in the MLG vs MVP, right? When Naniwa microed the Sentry, I was like, oh
yeah,
my god.
I was sitting next to you and you.
Yeah. I thought it was so cool. It's like shot, Guardian Shield activated, micro Sentry back, and the other two Sentries just completely deny the Cloak Banshee. Those are the small things, man, that make me love this game incredibly much.
There is a second Banshee out. Is there a second Observer out?
No, yes,
there's about to be. Man, so, wow, there's going to be 3 Observers out. So well done, Hwangsin.
Yeah, that's really what you want to do there, man. It is, of course, extremely well done by Hwangsin. This is how you defend Cloak Banshee, but you should always get 3 Observers against Cloak Banshee. You want to get 1 in either base, and you also want to get 1 out on the map, because you still want to know what's coming behind this. As we know that Hwangsin has absolutely no idea, is this going to be a 1v1, is this going to be an expand?
It is an expand, and even Siege Tanks being added, so good defensive option here. Ryung has once again gotten this Raven, and I think that's kind of cool. As if Hwangsin's not super careful with his Observer, it'll be very easy to lose that. But Hwangsin's position's not bad, man. I mean, he's not way ahead economically, but his tech is pretty developed. Is the Robo Bay down?
No, not yet.
No, I thought it was down. Okay. Well, still not a terrible position.
No, there are only 30 Marines on the field. I don't feel that it's that much of a big deal. I think if he gets enough Immortals out, Ben, I think that's going to be more important. The moment those Immortals will be able to deal with those Siege Tanks, I think he is going to be fine. This Raven, ooh, Hwangsin spots, and this is a massive scout, by the way, for Hwangsin, man. He saw the Raven, he saw the tanks, saw the Marines, and he also saw where it was positioned. And he saw the core orbit also.
He saw everything. And his reaction is going to be to drop a Robo Bay and a Forge, so Hwangsin is not going to try and end this right away.
No,
it'll take some time.
That would be quite risky, certainly when these Banshees are still lurking outside of his base as well, which means that if he wants to get aggressive right now, he's going to have to leave quite a few units behind, which is always an uncomfortable feeling. Because you know, Ben, when we get aggressive, we want to bring everything. More Rex is going down, a reactor being added to this factory as well. I'm kind of, why didn't he just add the reactor to the starboard? What's the thought process behind this, man?
I don't know. I was going to say maybe he wanted to build something, but he's not building anything.
No. 44 probes against 43 SCV, so a fairly even game. And now I have to say that this is not a super strong army from Ryung. I feel this army is strong if it hits at a certain time before certain powerful proto units are out, but I'm not sure if he's really going to be able to make that happen.
I feel like it's a little bit late. In fact, if he overextends, he could be in some trouble.
I mean, if he ever wants to go though, man, I feel it should be right now. Colossus only halfway done. There's no thermal lens. You might want to siege up and get some more Marines. Ryung, you should have some more. He has 2 Marauders over here. Every unit really counts. As silly as it sounds, I think 2 Marauders could make a massive amount of difference in this fight. He's going to siege up? Siege up? You don't want to give up this online watchtower, no?
And Hwangsin just not afraid at all. Goes right out to greet him. Banshee's going to try and do some harassing in the natural. We're going to get a couple of kills, but not really enough to...
Yeah, but right now, Ryung is 6 workers ahead. And I still feel that... Normally, I feel that's very good for Terran. Right now, the way that this game has been unfolding, the bio army is not massive. It took a long time before the bio production really started rolling. There's just 1 engineering bay to work off. So, yeah, don't get fooled too much by the supply count or the worker count. It's definitely okay for Ryung, but I wouldn't say that he's really ahead.
Ryung is going to begin working on a 3rd base. That's certainly a good thing. Hwangsin will be starting his 3rd Nexus soon as well. The Colossus tech, I mean, it's in full force. Thermal Lance is finishing. 2nd Colossus is about to pop out. Still no double Robo yet. Kevin, would you go double Robo in this position, or do you think it's better to work on getting into Templar tech?
Double Robo all the way! No, I would go double Robo, yes, man. As I think, as long as he takes care of the tanks, the Colossus will wipe out everything, and yeah. Actually, Ben, the longer I think about it, the more I'm not sure I am. I think I would go Templar Tech, but I would actually stay on 1 Robo for a little while longer. Make sure that I don't get overly greedy or overly eager by trying to get as much stuff as possible, because I'm going up to 3 bases, so I don't want to get everything at once. I would go for High Templars, but not immediately. I would. So
what I'm getting from this conversation is you would probably go double Robo.
No, I won't.
Lose and then feel bad about it and say I should have gone High Templar.
Yeah, that's maybe that's what will happen. No. Ryung is quite far ahead right now, but in army supply it's 81 against 65.
Factor. It's really a magnet, Kev.
What kind of magnet is it, Ben? Is it the Protoss magnet?
It's
More
kind of
defense drones perhaps going down as well. That's so smart.
Really nice drop. Cloak Banshee here as well. So well executed.
He has one more if he really wants to. He's going to go for the auto turrets instead. I would have loved to see another PDD, man. Call me crazy.
And these Marauders are going to do some big damage as well. Need another warp in of some Zealots or something.
Imagine if he had another PDD, man. But still, that was a pretty good drop for Ryung. Didn't turn out all that bad.
Yep, if we look at resources lost, we can see that Hwangsin much more invested than Ryung at this point in the game.
I love how he just keeps these Banshees over here. Oh, feedback. Wow, sick.
You got it?
You know what this High Templar says? Look at me now, hater.
Supply-wise, Ryung's pulling further and further ahead. He still hasn't landed his third base, but it is already in orbital. Hwangsin just started mining from his third, so...
Of course, what that feedback did do, Ben, is give away the fact there are High Templars.
Yeah?
Because how could you feedback if there are no High Templars? Unless he did not see, he got feedback, but that seems unlikely. This is Ryung that we're talking about, Ben.
Templar count is starting to climb. There is a grand total of 2 High Templar on the map. Storm finishing up. And
Double Force just started.
man, Hwangsin's back to making Immortals.
Yeah, I mean, he knows. Look at how many Marauders there are on the field. There are 20 Marauders. It definitely does not hurt to get 4 or 5 Immortals in your mix. They are massive, man.
Yeah, they do just huge amounts of damage to anything armor. They're going to be great against the tanks, great against the Marauders.
Because this is not a super heavy Marine army. Well, actually, there are 44 Marines, but there's going to be Storm and High Templars to take care of those bad boys. So all that you want to make sure is that your Zealots won't melt before the Marines die, and that suddenly your Marauders are picking apart your Colossus. If you have a couple of Immortals in the mix, those Immortals are going to die a lot quicker.
Ryung's got a 40 army supply lead, though, Kevin. That is a very scary number.
I don't know, this game, Hwangsin has been so passive, so extremely passive.
Oh, and I love how Ryung's doing this. He's going to drop the main and then push somewhere else, probably the third.
It's such a big drop, such a risky drop, Ben. Imagine if there are 2 High Templars standing over here. It's feedback, and suddenly Hwangsin is ahead. But that's not the case. Now Ryung is going to pick up the Templar Archives immediately.
Wow, this is a very tough attack for Hwangsin to deal with. He's going to be in huge trouble, Kevin. No more Templar, no more Colossi.
Ryung is just playing this beautifully, Ben. He's been in pretty good economic position for quite a while. After that bench, he still picked off quite a few probes.
And he still split his army up pretty nicely for dealing with that.
He macroed up. He's going to get Ghost and Viking right now. He has a Raven in the mix. He has an insane amount of Marauders. And he just picked off the Templar Archives. How many High Templars do we have on the map? Only 4.
Now that having been said, that did cost Ryung some time, and that time has allowed Hwangsin to get a larger army. And now we're talking about 180 supply Protoss instead of 150 supply Protoss, and that's...
Yeah, but army supply is still 24 difference, and this is a really nice mix, man. As soon as those EMPs land, like EMPs are absolutely fantastic against Immortals, because that removes those hardened shields. So suddenly Immortals die like flies as well. They're suddenly just like Stalkers who do a lot of damage. Which of course not what you want to have.
Not at all. Oh, Hwangsin, you've got to be so careful about how you execute this. 10 supply separate these 2 players, and that is absolutely all. These poor Zealots are going to try and do a run around, but it's not going to work. I'm just going to walk right into tank fire.
They tried, man. They believed. Ryung making sure there's no fort base over here. Just now Blink is being researched. I'm a little bit surprised by that. There are 14 Stalkers on the map, and there are 9 Vikings. Now, Ben, 9 Vikings? I actually think 9 Vikings is fine. When you have so much ground support, 9 Vikings is fine. Beautiful EMPs here.
Fantastic EMPs. Storm actually whiffing there. Still have an...
I don't think this pineland's going up.
No.
What is he doing? What is he doing? He doesn't want to have tanks. He hits his tanks. You saw that?
I did. Wants more ghosts.
I'm a little bit surprised by that, because I actually feel those tanks are not bad at all. Those tanks are excellent in helping you control Xel'Naga watchtowers. Now, if you saw Torzin versus Naniwa yesterday, how Torzin did that, leapfrogging with the tanks on the Entombed Valley to secure a Xel'Naga watchtower, I think that's brilliant, because vision is everything in these High Templar against Ghost Wars. So I'm surprised that Ryung took out his own tanks, man. Very surprised.
We'll see if it works out in his favor. He is expanding twice right now.
Man, he's making 2 more Vikings as well. Yeah, he is. I mean, his economy is great. This is all still fine. I just think he could have found a purpose for those tanks. But that's just me.
I sort of agree with you. I like having a couple tanks in the mix. I know Greetorp's a guy that swears tanks are terrible in the matchup, so I'm sure his opinion would be different from ours.
Well, and like not necessarily in the straight up fight. I don't think they would add that much to the fight because those zealots are going to charge in. But what I do think is that they're going to give you vision right now, and that's why I think what Thorstein did yesterday was so beautiful. And I think that's always smart. Nama has been one of those Terran players who has always kept a few tanks. But do we have observers over here? Observer will fall, but we have 5 observers on the map in total. Hwangsin is definitely not. Oh, careful, those high templars, man.
Oh!
One does get sniped. Oh god, this is such a scary little hit spot, man.
Very tense. Great snipes there from Ryung. Picks off 2 high Templar. Those ghosts are going to continue to be cloaked. There are still observers out on the map. 2 more robos going down and more observers in production. So Hwangsin knows that his detection is critical at this stage of the game.
Nice blink here. Gets a couple of shots up, but nice point defense drone as well. And I don't think Hwangsin is going to be able to defend this.
He's going to have to let it go.
Unless magical storms can rain down off the skies, then he's going to take his fort base over here instead. He's still doing a good job at delaying this base, but I don't think he knows. No, he doesn't know, man, about the right bottom base.
Now Ryung has a much larger bank than Hwangsin. That's because he's been.
But if one fight, you know how it is with Protoss.
Yep.
If Protoss can win a fight, they can also win a fight really decisively and just march into Terran's base and immediately win the game. Because Terran is not Protoss or Zerg, and they need a little bit of time to recover after a fight.
These guys both have to be so careful though, because the same can be said of the Terran player. If he can land some blanket EMPs across this Protoss army.
Yeah, he's going to steamroll it. Really tense situation. It took a little while, Ben, but now I am starting to get excited. Who is going to take this series? Who is going to take the 150 bucks?
Ghosts get on the dive very fast. They land some great EMPs. The storms are still going to rain down, though. A couple of pretty good storms. But the Colossi are going to go down so incredibly fast.
He should have used. He wiped in a lot of zealots, though, so he might be slightly fine for now. He could have shot so much earlier at the Vikings with his Stalker. Don't you think so? Because I felt like the moment his Colossus were running, his Archons and his Stalkers were running as well, and I felt that was a small mistake. He's producing 3 Colossus at once, though. But he's going to be forced to cancel his fort base once more.
He's going to lose an expansion. And Hwangsin starting to starve a little bit.
Beautiful fight by Ryung. Ryung is actually playing a quite beautiful game, despite it not being very action-packed. For the first 15-20 minutes of this game, I felt he did almost everything right.
I think both these guys are playing just fantastically. The thing that is obviously separating him at this point is the fact that Ryung has been able to secure new expansions, secure new income, and that allows him to continue adding more and more to this army.
Look at this Archon. He's mad at the PDD. Both players controlling one of the Zelnaga Watchtowers. I really would like to see Hwangsin. Okay, he's keeping his zealot over here. And I would always keep like, this is me, but I would like to get a pylon and at least 1 cannon. So you have the Zelnaga Watchtower and you have a cannon as static detection. Because observers, they can get scanned and the Vikings will always pick them off really quick. So it's really nice to have something to fall back on, which still gives you detection. Because how many ghosts are there on the map? There are 9 ghosts, soon 12 ghosts. Imagine if they are cloaked, man.
Oh, Hwangsin might want to try and pick a fight here. It's going to... Well, that's a really nice storm.
Yeah, I kind of digged it. Even though it didn't hit that many units, the units that it did hit pretty much for the full 3-4 seconds.
Planetaries are going to make attacking so incredibly difficult right now. And Hwangsin does not have any kind of warp-in pylon.
Only
just placing one now.
Here come those ghosts again, man. This time the blink is nice. Pick up some Vikings. Point defenses going down.
And we are going to see... No, we're actually going to see Hwangsin backing up, and that might be a mistake. Templar coming in from behind. He's going to need some incredible storms, but his Colossi are dying so fast.
More beautiful EMPs by Ryung. I really think Ryung is just controlling his army a little bit better than Hwangsin now. But one storm could have made all the difference, but it still does not land. Hwangsin does have a massive supply lead now, though.
Yeah, and he is going to push the issue. Had a huge warp in. Ryung's going to be backed up into the corner here. He does have medevacs. He can evacuate.
Where did that come from?
It came from like 20 gateways.
That's ridiculous.
But that being said, Hwangsin's not really doing anything with that advantage.
I felt that fight was going better for Ryung, Ben. Why did I imagine that?
I still think Ryung's in a pretty solid position. He just has to reestablish his supply count.
4 Colossus, and all the Vikings did die. Now money shouldn't have been a problem.
No, that's a big deal.
What is the big deal?
The Vikings being dead and the Colossus count climbing back up, because there's only 4 Vikings out. They're being built one at a time.
Yeah, he's just now getting his 2nd starboard, which is a little bit...
So Hwangsin could force a big fight here, and he's actually going to go ahead and try and take out one of these planetaries. I don't know why he blinked into it, but...
Because he wanted to, man. He's going to scan him, but he's going to see all this Colossus. You don't have to fight this, Ryung. You already lost that base. I love this, by the way, that he uses a planetary fortress to fall back on. Certainly when the amount of zealots is so high. But, I mean, oh, Ghost being researched right now. I mean, Hwangsin, during all this, man, managed to go up to 4 base. He's going to get his 5th Nexus over here now as well. Going to get a couple of cannons. Wow, Hwangsin just turned it around.
Yeah,
I really felt
play.
it was going well for Ryung.
Really great play. Hwangsin might be able to catch a glimpse of these medevacs. Does he see him? I don't think he did.
But he has cannons here, Ben. These medevacs cannot fly across these cannons without taking a lot of damage.
But their cannons aren't quite ready. They're going to actually finish as the medevacs are passing by. At the same time, we have an SCV attack happening on the right side of the map. They're trying to disassemble these cannons.
Quick, guys, quick, quick! Ah! Okay, this is not going to work.
That's not going to work at all. Drop does unload up in the main base of Hwangsin. He's got no choice but to deal with it. Oh, but at the same time, we've got Ryung pushing. And Hwangsin's army's very spread out. He's got to consolidate his forces and do something. He's going to take some losses over here in the main base. Nukes being landed right now outside of this right side expand.
One Viking is getting a little bit too ballsy, man. That was...
Tom Cruise?
No. Muse.
Flying into his death.
What was the other guy?
Goose.
Goose. It's Goose. Beautiful blink here by Hwangsin, picking up a few Vikings. This Ghost is going to be taking out as well. He still has 2 observers alive in his main army, man. And that's so massive.
Doing so much damage. Hwangsin has to just warp in so many
this is
units.
awkward.
He's going to try and pick off the medevac. Oh my goodness, the medevac escapes with just 6 hit points.
That is pretty ridiculous. Hwangsin should be able to warp in some more units again, though. He did take out this base, Ben, but he's been losing quite a few bio units doing so as well. And Hwangsin is the player right now with the base. I can't believe this medevac is still alive. That almost makes you puke. But it is still alive. It will fall eventually. And finally, Hwangsin is able to clear up this drop. And 3 nukes are in production right now, but Hwangsin is just richer right now than
That's a
Ryung
great
is.
game that we're seeing. Hwangsin has really been mining a ton of money. I don't know where it all came from. I guess he's just been maxed for so long, and Ryung's been trading. He's never really been able to amass a big bank.
Nuke's going down, Ben, on a really weird spot.
That is, I think, spotted.
I'm so glad that trees do not actually cover the red dot.
Hwangsin backs away.
I love how he stops the nuke as well. A penny saved is a penny earned, Ben. He's going to drop another nuke, though. EMPs will go down. I mean, with the planetary fortress over here, it's something you can't really engage.
Okay.
I mean, during all this, Ryung is going to allow himself to get that 5th base up again. Well, this is actually a great play. The first 15 minutes of this game, Ben, I kind of felt, but the last 15 minutes, I've really, really enjoyed them.
Another nuke going somewhere. I have no idea where this one is. And I don't think we're going to see it, as these 2 armies are going to sort of initiate a bit of a trade. Ryung successfully canceling this expansion on the right side. Hwangsin obliterating the one on the left.
But the orbital's already ready to take its place, Ben, and why not?
It is very important. 188 supply to 188 supply. Such an even game right now.
17 ghosts, though. Wow, that's so many ghosts, man.
Zealot run by down here into the back of the 3rd base of Ryung. This is going to pull his army out of position once more. I hear another nuke going off. That's going to be... Oh, that's it. Okay. Hwangsin sees it. And we'll shut that down.
How was the vision? Oh, observer.
Well done, Hwangsin. He's just going to go ahead and retake this top right expand and once more try to establish some more income. I
wonder if you're an Archon and you see this one little ghost like trying to nuke there. And you he thinks the ghost thinks he's invisible, but he's not, and you just standing there as Archon like, big burst of fire. Like, he's still not dead. I
think it would hurt to get hit by an Archon.
Yeah, man. Archon seems like such a big, clumsy.
Or either that or it wouldn't hurt at all. It just like sears the nerves instantly. You don't feel anything.
150 supply against 142, man. So many ghosts.
EMP! Holy smokes. That's a great engagement there by Ryung, and Hwangsin might be in some trouble. He's in full retreat
Only one observer remaining, Ben. The observer falls. I don't think Hwangsin has detection right now.
But there was a big reinforcing wave of zealots. They might actually trap the army of Ryung. Huge fight happening right now, but there is no detection. Hwangsin knows that he's going to back off. Ryung up 30 supply right now. Could be the defining moment in this game. He's going to just head right over to the left.
It's not over yet, though. This army is so low on HP, Ben.
There is a new observer, but the nuke is falling. No.
Yes?
No. Certainly not. No, it will be avoided.
Ooh.
Look at all the High Templar Hwangsin worked in. 144 supply against 164 supply.
Pros
Lots of Archons out.
Pros are like, are you sure we can work here? Come on, boss. I've got an excellent CV. I worked for the Nexus for a long time, gathered a lot of minerals, I got lots of experience. I think I can run this place. This guy in the orbital is like, I don't know, man. You're looking a bit too provish to me.
Once more, this expansion on the left side of the map is going to be destroyed. And again, these players having to fight over new bases. Hwangsin doing a great job keeping Ryung out of the bottom left. Ryung doing a great job keeping Hwangsin out of the top right.
Yeah.
Basically one mining base for each of these guys, with scraps remaining.
What is something?
Expands.
If there's one thing that you think is brilliant right now that either player could do, what would it be, man?
I
think
would
that
like to see some
Hwangsin.
DTs, man.
Yes, I agree. I think Hwangsin with Warp Prism and DTs would be able to be a real nuisance to Ryung.
Hwangsin also has a problem in that his worker count is very low. He's not going to be able to quickly amass another bank like he's had in the past.
There's not going to be another 30 Zealot Warp in. How many Vikings do we have? We have 6 Vikings, 4 more in production. Look at all these Archons, man. Holy Archon.
Could be amazing. Could be the death of Hwangsin because of EMP, of course.
Observers, he has 4 observers with his army right now. I would love to see him do what MC did against Stasia, keep a trail of observers. You remember that?
Yep. Does bait a couple of EMPs, none of those hit.
Big drop over here, man, on the left side of this map. Marauders are excellent against buildings. Don't snipe the Python. No, I wouldn't
If he were to snipe the Nexus, Hwangsin would not have been able to rebuild it.
I mean, I think he wants to snipe the Python.
He might get the Nexus still.
No,
Hwangsin.
no.
Oh, Hwangsin, this is so huge. The Nexus will fall. Oh, no. New Nexus is building on the right side of the map, and this is the most important
But if they, Archon misread. If they fight right now, Ben, Hwangsin is literally not able to warp in a single unit. Could he impede? Well, he hits
will
one
have
ghost.
no reinforcements.
Oh, I wouldn't go through that with all my... Well,
he has to
nice
win
stuff.
with the army that he has, and this is a terrible way to engage. Everything's going to be so choked up.
The ghosts are so low on HP, though, Ben. The ghosts are so extremely low.
If Hwangsin can just get his army into the mix, he's too clogged up. Kill the gateway, man. Stalker's blinking into a terrible position. What an awful fight for Hwangsin.
The Archons, they just couldn't fit through.
It's like an army of Drew carries.
First world problems as a Protoss player. I have too many Archons. They can't fight.
Now, there's not a whole lot of gas for Ryung, so he can
goes
really only
out
afford to make Marines here.
I think this might turn quite ugly as well. There's still a lot of detection.
Huge fight. Archon's going to do crazy amounts of damage. I don't know how many EMPs are left. Oh, there's enough. Yeah. I think there's enough. It's going to be very close. 130 supply against 130 supply.
Looks good for
Ryung's supply is plummeting right now. He's making 6 Marauders, 8 Marines at a time. 130 supply to 90. This is basically Ryung's only mining base. He did just land another command center on the left side of the map. SCVs are going to be left alone.
I think Hwangsin might have done it, but I don't think he has the money to create another heavy Colossus army. This planetary will finally fall. The SCVs tried to snipe the Colossus, but no, sorry, man, you're not 007.
This is so incredibly close.
I think Hwangsin has done it.
130 supply, 100 supply. There's only 2 Vikings.
I don't see how Ryung's going to be able to do it. He doesn't have gas, man.
I know, he can only make Marines, and I don't think that's going to cut it.
That's a nice moment to EMP, though, but doesn't even really matter.
Colossi in a good position. Archon's up in front. Bio units coming down from both sides.
EMPs.
The final fight, and it's all going to come down to this last engagement.
Oh,
80
Colossus
supply
are dead.
to 70 supply.
Ben, all the Colossus are dead.
SCVs are coming. Immortals, Archons, Zealots, and Stalkers against SCVs, Marauders, and Marines.
Oh, look,
78
look at these
supply to
Archons,
50.
Ben. These are not real Archons. All of them have 5 HP.
They have virtually no shields left. Incredibly tense moments right now. 30 supply to 70. It looks like maybe, just maybe, Hwangsin has done it, but Ryung is mining. He is still producing.
The longer he waits, man, the more that HP these Archons are going to get. And since there are no ghosts, he's not going to be able to take out these Archons.
Now Hwangsin's still mining as
Look at
well,
these Marines.
Kevin.
I think he's going to go for it right now, Ben. He knows if it's ever going to happen, he can kill these Archons really quickly, as silly as this sounds. Just go for it. Ah, he doesn't dare.
He does not dare, and Hwangsin is actually... What is he doing, Hwangsin?
Yeah, Hwangsin is
He's got to be
mining.
so careful, though. If he loses his army, he's done.
These Zealots are too scary right now, I think, for...
There are no medevacs. You can't really stim.
You can stim one time.
I mean, that's it. You got one stim.
You can always stim one time. It's good stuff.
Just one more stim. Just
one
more.
more stim, guys. Ryung is gonna.
I think that's
losing.
it, man.
Yeah.
I think Hwangsin has done it.
Unless he's gonna
how.
end up losing his army right now, but he has a high Templar over here, man. I think this is gonna be the fight. This is the moment.
Will be it. The final fight. SCVs, Marines, and Marauders. There's that one last stim. Archons do fall very quickly, but there's one healthy Archon in the mix. Storm lands on the army.
29 supply remaining. It's not going to be enough. This Archon is healthy again. There's no more money in the. Oh, actually, whoa! Where did those units
Where did that
from?
army come from?
Are you kidding me right now, Ben?
Army supply.
32 against
Ryung
32.
has more. There was just a warp in. Now it's
7.
40 against 32.
What do we have? We don't have a single. We have 18 Marines on the map. Where are those? If Ryung wins this, nah, Ryung can't win this game. Can he?
I mean, 35 army supply to 35
He still
army
has
supply.
800 minerals. If only he had some
One
gas.
DT.
Oh,
I guess
man, no,
there's
he's
still a lot
gonna
of
end up
scan.
losing these units. He's stimming one last stim.
One last stim that might have been officially overdosed.
I promise, Mom, it's the last time. I really needed it to stay alive.
These Marines and Marauders will evacuate.
What a
back to
game! This game started off so slow, man. I was kind of wondering what are we watching, but I know he can't win this.
Man,
He still has an army supply lead, but he needs to go right now.
Needs.
Hwangsin warps in one high Templar, and Hwangsin has a gas problem too. But of course, he has a lot of charge slots.
Oh, and this looks like a good final, maybe a good final engagement, but Ryung microing for his life.
With all those
more Marines show up. Man, every time you think he's dead, he just.
But Storm, man, he's gonna have to make the splits of a lifetime right now. He's gonna stim one final time.
One last stim, one last fight, one more Storm. And again, Ryung is battered back. It's 4 Marines and a Marauder.
We have 10 Marines though. Well, I mean, Hwangsin is gonna mine of 2 base against him.
He's mining, man. He's mining.
Has 43 workers against 0. I think Hwangsin has done it.
I think you're right. I think this is the final engagement.
One last stim. Just because
Look at these Marines dance. Finally, though, the Archon is here. One last Archon. 5 minerals remain for Ryung. He has no income. He has no money. He has no production. He's going to try and float a command center one more time. He's a single lonely mule.
Poor Ryung. He fought so hard, man.
Ryung.
What a sick game.
And guys, we captured the moment of Hwangsin winning this game. And he is very happy, dancing through the Quantic House. Congratulations, Hwangsin. Fantastically played.
What a game. So sick.
Unbelievably exciting game. Greetorp's on the set with us. Andre, you've got to be proud of your boy.
Dude, I am so proud of Hwangsin right now. I mean,
your microphone is not on. Bottom?
Oh, it's on. It's on. Hello. Okay.
Oh, good.
Hello, Greetorp.
So, it's really special to me because Hwangsin took out 3 huge Terran players within the last 2 weeks. Tasia last week for NASL, Ganzi for the MLG infight where he won it. He won an all expenses paid trip to the next MLG. And now he takes out Ryung. Now Ryung, not known for his TVP necessarily, and definitely is seen as one of the worst of the 3 Terrans, but still I want to say that you know, Hwangsin went into this and I felt like a lot of people, including Koreans, thought he was the underdog. And the way Ryung actually played that series indicated to me that he was doing heavy mind games in order to actually beat Hwangsin. I mean, opening up Banshee like that, you just don't do that in a standard game. Twice he does Banshee. And that really shows you how much these Koreans are respecting Hwangsin. And I'm just so happy to be a part of the guy because he's absolutely incredible.